Hi guys, it's Mango and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be reviewing the movie The Devil Wears Prada 2, which just came out in the cinemas, and I have a lot to say about this one. So let's get started. I want to start off by saying that I am a huge fan of the first movie and I've seen it so many times, and for me it's a classic in its genre. I was really looking forward to watching the sequel, and when they first announced it, I was in shock because it's been literally 20 years since first released The Devil Wears Prada. Just like everyone else, I couldn't wait to see it when it came out in the cinema, and to be honest, I got mixed feelings after watching it. Don't worry, I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm really glad that the full original cast came back for the sequel. It doesn't happen as often. So getting all these big actors like Anne Hathaway, and Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci to come back was a huge deal in making this movie work and its success, and especially the storyline. Now, although you can see the difference in the characters, we see Andy Sachs from being a fresh out of college journalist who is basically a intern assistant for Miranda Priestly to becoming this big investigative journalist and a very independent woman. Emily's character didn't change much apart from her running her own business and having 2 children, and Nigel still works as Runaway as the art director and Miranda's loyal right hand. Miranda is still the editor-in-chief for Runaway, and although she has the same job, for me her personality changed a lot in this sequel. We get to see her more humane approach. She's got a lot more lines in this movie. I think in the first Devil Wears Prada, we sort of see her as this mysterious icon, and we only see a few parts of her actual out of the spotlight personality towards the end of the movie. In this one, we see that 10 times more, and I think that breaks down her character more in this movie. The plot was really good and well thought. Miranda, her position in Runaway, and where Runaway stands in today's modern AI social media world. We see that Runaway is actually not as popular as it was 20 years ago because people don't go out to buy the hard copy of the magazine and they just want everything digitally and online. So the magazine has lost its value, and they're only successful thanks to sponsors and the head of the Runaway. And through there, we see how Andy, which is played by Anne Hathaway, is needed to help Miranda and Runaway, who are going through a PR meltdown, as Miranda and Runaway are being accused of unconsciously promoting a notorious fashion brand that uses unethical labor practices.
Are here to help us through our current scandal.
Click, 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 click everywhere.
So without wanting to give a lot of the plot to you guys, because I do know that a lot of you are going to go and see it now, it is a very well throughout movie because Miranda leans on Andy Sachs and also Emily, who is in charge of basically the entire Runaway's success. Without Emily's character, Runaway wouldn't be able to survive. And that's when Andy Sachs comes in as well to help promote Runaway and fix its image as much as possible. Now, throughout the movie, we see a lot of plot twists, a lot of comedy, good acting, a lot of fashion for everyone who does love, the fashion industry. But it does give you a very in-depth look as how journalism, fashion, and the media works today and compared to how it was 20 years ago, and how even Miranda, who is this huge icon in the fashion world, is still struggling to make the Runaway stay the way it was. And through that, you see a lot of competition and a lot of drama. I think you guys are going to really enjoy the plot. Overall, the movie was very good. I think the script was very well written, very well thought out. I know that Meryl, in a recent interview while promoting Devil Wears Prada 2, said that the writer, Lauren Weisberg, took 20 years to write the script, and she did a very good job. It was the perfect time to release the movie because of the major differences in social media, journalism, and fashion. There are a lot of guest stars in it, and I'm not going to give any names. The directing is really good. And cinematography was great. Just like the first one, you get the same exact vibe and aesthetic. For me, the negative was that they tried to bring the characters back, but in some instances they were cringe, that they did make sort of the same jokes as the first Devil Wears Prada. There was more authenticity and originality for me in the first movie, and that's why it was such a big success at that time. I feel now they sort of took the success from the first movie and they did try to repeat the same sort of jokes and scenes like they did in the first movie. But overall, it is a very good sequel, probably one of the best sequels I've seen. For me, the Devil Wears Prada 1 is a lot better than Devil Wears Prada 2 because it stands to the test of time and it was very original and authentic. For me, they did repeat a lot of things from the first movie in the second one, obviously to create more nostalgia for the people that loved the first movie. I give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below if you've seen Devil Wears Prada 2, which movie you prefer better, the first Devil Wears Prada or the second. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.